Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Just FYI, there may be adult language used in this game because I'm a child. But welcome to the D&D 5e one-shot, Shadows in the Deep. Our group of Hundle adventurers are members of a dwarven clan that has experienced a great problem. They have found in the deep, dark depths of their mountain a rich and glorious silver vein that they sent down miners with which to delve and extract the silver from the ore and the rock. And they buried deep, deep, deep down into the mountain, the very bowels of the mountain of their dwarf kingdom. But there the mine was so rich that they were expecting to be able to live for years off of selling this mine in the kingdom of Westmark for grain and barley and livestock and various sundry things that don't do well under mountain. But suddenly, no one came back from the deep, dark depths of the mine. They sent down people to find out what was the matter, yet no one returned. Everyone who enters into this mine no longer returns. The Dane of the clan has summoned some of his hardiest and wisest adventurers, not necessarily the armor-clad dwarven fighters that most are used to. For example, no one in this group has disadvantage on stealth, if you can believe that, from a party of dwarven adventurers. And so they will now enter the throne room of the Dane of their dwarven clan. And as they do such, go ahead and introduce yourself, your character, and how he enters in a brief description. And if anybody has any channels or anything they would like to give props to, by all means, shout out as you will. And we shall start with Joey Zawicki. Enter the kingdom of the Great Dwarf Hall.
I would be playing Tordek. He is a dwarf barbarian. He has a buckler, shield, and an axe. He heard about it. He was sitting in the tavern, and his funds were running low, and he likes to drink. That is his flaw. And he heard that his clan needed help, and well, he's not known as the best guy around, so he thought that perhaps this would be the first time he could do something good for his clan, and at the same time make some more beer money. And that is Tordek. He walks in and he's all loud, and he's got a smell to him, like basically like a bear. And that's who I'll be playing.
Okay, very good, Joey Swicky and Tordek the Barbarian. And then let's go with Justin LaFontaine. Introduce yourself, your character, and any shout-outs you'd like to give as you enter the Dwarf Hall of Dane.
Excellent, thank you. I'm Justin, and I'll be playing Aaron Orson. And as Aaron arrives in the Dwarven Hall, he steps in, and his common clothes are still dusty from the ride into the city. He's been traveling with a caravan, and before even settling down in the town, he's heard of the call to arms from this Dane, and as he lets out a lungful of smoke from his cigar, he steps forward from behind the barbarian Tordek.
Okay, and then let's go with Todor.
I was just preparing my entrances last. All right. Well, anyways, last in the King Hall, assuming that the other character is already in there, you hear the drum roll of the drums you usually hear at the Dwarven Tavern. And in comes a red-haired, more like orange-haired dwarf. Dressed very nicely. His long hair is in braids, and you can barely see any weaponry on him or armor, but he's carrying his big drum, and he is drumming away and singing about gold and beer. And when the guards and the Dane are looking at him, he's like, "What? we need to be sullen all the time just because a few dwarves didn't come back. We'll go there, we'll find them, we'll rescue them. Don't worry about that. And he continues singing. His name is Mero Emberbrew from the Emberbrew clan. Not really famous for mining or fighting, but their new kind of beer is famous far and wide. It is amber in color and very nice in texture, and very very good in quenching everyone's thirst. Even humans and elves can drink it and not get wasted in the first mug. And my name is Ted. I'm from Bulgaria, and I'm partly the reason for the disclaimer in the beginning, because I swear a lot.
I don't know, man. I swear quite enough for both of us, but that's okay. And then last but not least, Tony Thompson will be playing Ahana. Yeah, you go ahead and let everybody know how to pronounce that last name. And introduce yourself and your character, Tony.
After the loud noise made by the last entrance, the floor turns soft and quiet. In walks a female dwarf about 4 foot tall, long red flowing hair. First glance at her, you would think that she's very charismatic. You would think she's probably one of the most beautiful female dwarfs you've ever seen, but if you really knew, she's very good at disguise. As she continues to walk in wearing her studded leather armor, she'll have a skirt around the bottom of her armor, almost that she would be out of place here. She fled this area as a young child when her parents were killed by orcs. She fled to a big city and was taken under wing by one of the local thieves guilds, where she learned her trade. And after she robbed an important city official and accidentally murdered his wife, she's returned now to this clan to see if there's anything for her here in making a new life again, even though none of her family is still alive. She'll walk up to the Dane, give a small curtsy to him. My name is Athena Gem Cutter, but most people call me Red Blade.
Oh, pleased to meet you very much there, Athena Gem Cutter. I have no idea why I was having difficulty reading that name, but my handwriting is so atrocious that even from time to time I myself have difficulty reading it. But I heard that you ran afoul of the law back in the human realms. That does not concern me. I care not what goes on in their world, for I have dwarves to deal with, and dwarves need to be dealt with now. In case you have not heard, our silver mine in the deep, darkest depths of this mountain has just simply become, I don't want to say missing. We know where the mine and the mine entrance is, but no miners have come back up. Us dwarves are hardy folk, you know, not likely to succumb to any dangers from mining. We're very good at our craft. We sent down, people from time to time to sit down supplies. People come back up, bring in the ore. It is a very busy mine shaft going down deep into the dark. But no one who goes down returns. Due to the strife we've had with some local orc and goblin tribes, I do not wish to send any of our normal god folk, those heavily armored type. I will keep up near the gates to the entrance of our realm to keep the paths and roads free, so that we may send our silver downstream to the kingdom of Westmark when you all have acquired it for us. I need not tell you that without this silver ore delivered, we will not be able to buy the rations and food that we need to survive yet another year. We must get this to market for harvest time, so that when they harvest all their grain, we can get some of it before they turn it into their pussy-ass pale ale that they make, and not that good stout amber brew. Am I right, me all? You all make the best.
Drum roll. Of course, sire.
We need to inquire that grain and barley. Bake our bread. I mean, we can only grind so much giant bones for that.
Not good for beer, those bones.
No, not at all. So, do y'all have any questions or needs or equipment or anything that you may require before you head down into the mine? Hmm? Very well then. You shall proceed down into the mining quarters of the mountain. There, one of my lieutenants will direct you down to the mine shaft. Anything else?
Excellent. What is this lieutenant's name, sir?
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan. And with that, Aaron he'll pad out his cigar in his glove and stick it between a russet and his leather armor.
Is he a dwarf, sire?
Of course, there's nothing but dwarves in this land. What do you think we keep with other folk?
Weird name, then.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't think of something off the top of my head. I was just like, okay.
Excellent. Let's meet this Lieutenant Dan, though.
Oh, yeah, that sounds fine.
It's probably short for Dangor or something.
Yes. Alright, I'm Lieutenant Dangor of the Dwarf Realms. Please follow me, and I will lead you to the mining quarters. Dangor, that is. I don't know why the king keeps wanting to call me Lieutenant Dan, but
Excellent, sir.
they love me.
Maybe
And,
because you
he will
shave too
lead
much? Late Lieutenant?
Well, I know that beards are the thing with us and everything, but I just find that when I get down into because I'm the lieutenant of the mine inspecting guild, I find that all that coal dust and iron ore and the rock and gravelly goo just gets all messed up in there, and next thing you know, I got it a little wet with some stuff, and it hardened like a brick. I had to cut it all off. Very
Pierce you with an arrow to
embarrassing.
the chest, Lieutenant.
Yes. I was just wondering, while you're at it, would you like to give me a paper cut and pour lemon juice on it? Yes. I had an accident. My beard is gone. Thank you for pointing that out. Anything else you'd like to tell me? Like I'm short?
No.
At that point, Athena's going to stand to the back of the rest of the group, and she's going to eye this lieutenant very suspiciously.
Okay. So, anyway, follow me down to the mining corridors. He'll lead you from that hallway and through various sundry passages, and as you get through, most of the openings are quite grand and large, and even though dwarves have excellent dwarf sight, see in the dark, they're still fairly well lit with torchlight and oil braziers from time to time, maybe filled with a little bit of coal, so that there's just a little bit of flame. It produces enough light to where, to the dwarf, it is quite bright, but to any humans that would walk through here, they would consider it dim all the way through. But you can see quite well through all this, through the grand stone-cut corridors of your dwarf clan homeland, past the big gates to the outside world where some of you had ventured before, Tordek, for example, and Athena, who was wanted by the human lands. And then you go and it becomes much more smaller and cramped. The stonework is still just as fine and cut nice and square, very smooth, but it's much more smaller, cozy, if you would, and you head down into the mining corridors and the mining camps. And this is where the standard dwarven miners live. And as you come to this end of one, you will find big, like, elevator type dwarf thing heading down into the deep. And Lieutenant Dangle will be like, yes, here is the end. And from here you shall descend down into the depths. At the bottom is where the silver mine was. Or is. I really don't know. I haven't been down there myself. But Godspeed to you all, and I hope that you find what has happened to. Oh, that's what that was for.
All
Find
right,
what
thank
happened
you,
to our
Lieutenant.
kin.
I have one thing to ask of you.
Yeah, what would that be there, drummer?
All right, can you get this big clumsy drum back to the tavern where I know you're sure to be headed at some point today, and leave it with my father, because I don't think it's suitable for dungeoneering. I have a small drum on me.
Oh, as you wish. I shall secure that and take it down. Your father will be at the tavern, you say?
Isn't he always?
What dwarf won't be down there at the tavern? Only those not at work at the moment.
Yep.
All right, fare thee well, Lieutenant Dangle.
Okay. And you can all get onto this big wooden type lowerator elevator.
Yeah,
And,
Aaron would, he'd step on it and give it a good jump and test it, and he's of course happy with its dwarven construction, and he stands at the back of the elevator.
It is quite solid. And it'll be lowered down. As you notice, there's a capstan with a little burrow. Actually, a whole bunch of burrows. Little small donkey-type mules. And they will start turning around in a circle as a dwarf just smacks them on the rump, like, go. And as it does so, the rope will unwind, or actually a chain, let's call it a chain, will unwind from the capstan, and the elevator will start to slowly chink, 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 and lower down into the depths. Now,
I'm
it'll
sure
take...
there's some pulleys inside in this elevator in case of emergency, right? So that we can haul ourselves back up.
You could possibly. What they primarily use is they have a little cord. That this is common for dwarves. No big deal to you, but there's a little thin silken type rope that you can pull, and that will ring a bell up at the top, and let them know to turn the burrows the other way to bring it back up.
I was more like thinking of how do you call that? A thing that you can turn, and some extra rope or chain is, inside this elevator, so that you can go up and down with it as well, although slowlier and with more power.
Sure. Let's say that there is a kind of a safety device. If something happens to the burrows or anything up top, that there's a pulley and a winch that you can pull yourself up to. It's not as easy as the burrows. It would take you some time and some strength, but
All right,
just
so I
assuming if
stand
something
next
happens
to
to all of
that.
them, you can get up.
I stand next to that.
Mhm.
I'm
It'll
one of
take
the
you about
strongest people alive.
10 minutes or so to complete the journey down. This is quite far down.
During the journey down, Athena's going to stand back close to where Aaron was, and she's sniffing her nose, thinking, what is that awful earthy smell? And then all of a sudden she can tell that part of it, the smell, is coming from her companion, this barbarian-looking dwarf. And she thinks, well, even in the city where I was at, even there, we took and cleansed ourselves. What is the problem with this dwarf who is so filthy?
And Tordek, kind of out of his corner eye, he sees you staring at him, and he says out loud, he says, if all their soldiers was as wimpy as Lieutenant Dan up there, no wonder why they couldn't accomplish this mission. And he looks at Redblade and he says, but I guarantee you that we will, because we're real dwarves.
And out of nowhere, you would never think this would come out of her, but she looks at him and gives a hearty, almost a manly laugh about it that you would never think would come out of this docile-looking dwarf, and shakes her head.
Real dwarves, not a one of you wearing chain mail Or
No
plates
bearded
or
dwarves.
anything? Oh, okay.
There'll be plenty laying on the ground when we're done with them.
So just curious, do y'all have any concepts or idea what you may possibly find down there?
Aaron smells boulet on the air. Or
Lots of things with death wish tendencies.
Knowing you, Michael, it's probably a brain in a jar.
I have a picture of one of those.
Yeah, I watched one of your videos yesterday where you kept doing the brain in a jar deal.
Brain in a jar.
Tordek has no clue. He just wants to fight and drink some beer.
And as you descend and click down, the air starts to feel more stale, more dark, more oppressive. The dust is thick and strong. You could easily see how a lifetime of this would cut a dwarf's life short to 250 years as the from black lung, as the dust fills the air and becomes almost that smell, dank and dark. And as it hits the very bottom, this is your scene when you come down. It's a very narrow, rough-hewn stone passageway with some wooden tracks for apparently what would be a cart. There is no light down here. Unlike the dwarf halls up above where people normally live, this is all just dark and musty, and you can smell here off into the distance maybe a faint clink, clink of water dripping into a pool that somehow meandered its way from the top of the mountain all the way down through cliffs and clefts and crevices down to this fall bells deep into the earth. Your dwarf senses all tell you this is very, very deep. You have probably never been this deep in your lives, down into the bowels of the earth. What would you do?
All right, lads, caution or send the crazy one in. Oh, sorry, milady. Didn't mean to offend you, but yeah, not used to that.
I thought Tordek was a crazy one.
Oh yeah, I was talking about him, and then I was apologizing to the lady.
Tordek will stumble forward and say, "My lady, would you like to go or me?"
What? Real quick question, Justin. What class is your character? I didn't catch
I
it.
went Arcane Trickster.
So you're a rogue also?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She would look at Tordek and say, "Yes, I can go first as long as you have your big axe with you. We'll take care of the problem." Let's have that hearty laugh again.
And Tordek laughs also because it was a joke between him and... How do you pronounce your name, Toder? Marrow?
Marrow.
Between him and Marrow, it was like a personal joke.
Yeah, if you see it printed out, you're like, what the? Marrow. Oh, that's it? Okay, Marrow's quite easily. Easy to remember.
And Aaron would take up a spot right behind Tordek as he left.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd step out into the this new cavern or the track, and he'd reach down and he'd taste the earth. And he'd say, "Yes, I'm fairly certain this is the deepest I've ever been." And he'll relight his stogie as well.
I like that, tasting the earth. Big fan.
Put down my little drum in my backpack, and I'll take out my shield. And I have a one-handed trumpet that I'm going to use like something like a bracelet to keep it hanging on my wrist at any time that I need it. And yep, I will go last on alert, of course, as well.
Okay. Tordek, you will be leading this way. Even though you're dark vision, what's the limit for dim light? It's like
60, I think. With dark vision.
it's like so much dim light, and then afterwards it's dim, so you're already in dim light. It would be, like half that, like 30 feet. And then,
Cool.
Am I in front or are you, Athena?
She'd volunteered to go first. I don't know if
my bad.
caught
That's
that.
fine. I'll be second then.
Yeah,
Alright.
then I think I'm right behind Tordak.
Okay, Athena, you're first. Are you trying to sneak around, or...
Sure, I am.
Give me a stealth check, if you would, please.
17.
That's pretty decent, man.
Yeah, I got a +6 on it, so.
Yeah.
Expertise.
As a matter of fact, just give me a group stealth check.
All right.
Oh, nice. I rolled a natural 20, but that goes to 26.
Yeah. Just
And
like
I have a 19.
you all are stealthy as crap. You are the stealthiest set of dwarves I have ever seen in my
16 for Tordak.
16 with the loser.
He's eating some jerky right now. He's not really paying attention.
Okay, so y'all managed to sneak quite along. This corridor goes on for about 100 feet deep, and then you start to notice that this is just a mine shaft that they dug to find the vein. And then you get into the point where the vein is. Now, each of the shafts look like this, but it becomes almost a maze through here. Is to your right, to your left, there's a shaft heading off this way, that way. There's another one straight forward, another one. It's constantly more like almost like a beholder's lair, you could imagine, where the dwarves have come down here willy-nilly, going this way and that way, escorting the silver. You can also find the tools of the trade. For example, a large cast iron kettle that's been setting onto a fire. If you inspect it thoroughly, you'll notice that while the embers underneath it are still warm, for dwarves to boil away the impurities from the silver, it requires several hundred, almost 1,000 degrees worth of heat. So for it to just be warm to the touch means it has been several days of the fire not being fed to extract the silver from the impurities of the ore. You also find dwarves, your dead friends, lying here, just here and there, a dwarf. Some of them with fear on their face. Some appear to have been fleeing this area.
Are they all
dead?
Are they all piled in one area, or are they scattered randomly?
Scattered randomly.
Do they still have their shields and weapons?
Yes.
I wanna, kind of inspect them just for, superficially for any kinds of tears or rust on them.
Give me an investigation check.
19.
No, their weapons and armor all seem fine. Nothing is even dented. Maybe every once in a while you'll find one that is, but it's nothing above what you would consider normal dwarven wear and
That's
tear.
weird, friends. That's
And
weird, friends. Seems like
here's-
they didn't die in battle. At least there's no dents in their weapons and armor, so
Nor them.
if anything that killed them probably doesn't kill them in the natural way with a hammer in hand or something.
No obvious wounds either. No blood drawn, no cuts, no scrapes, no no stab, puncture wounds, no crushed skulls.
And about that, yeah, there are also no wounds, so it gets weirder.
What about the room? Is there any damage in the room out of the ordinary?
Besides the besides where the dwarves had been mining, for example, it is just a tunnel here, a tunnel there. Nothing. It's not like a room that you find as much as it is just a series of corridors interlocking like a maze. Each one of the corridors doesn't look much bigger than this, but you will find a dwarf here or a dwarf there.
Does Aaron, looking around, he's wondering, does he see, does each cavern or corridor going off of this one also have like a tract for the cart, or is it just one or two, like the one we came from and another one?
Oh, just the main central one.
Okay. So does it continue on into another one across from this room, like the track?
Yeah, the track continues on.
Okay.
Looking at the outlay of the bodies, Athena would want to notice, did it look like they all just fell at once, or is there, like you said, there's a body here and there that's in different locations, or is it just like they were in a line and just boom, all fell dead?
Where you can see that some of them have been running willy-nilly here and there, it doesn't appear as if they all just dropped dead from working, but that they were all maneuvering around in the area.
Okay.
Did they have their weapons out, or were they sheathed?
Mainly weapons out.
A very grim sight, brothers and sister.
Mainly.
Yes, it appears we're dealing with something that is far more foul than normal creatures that are found in the dark.
Makes you long for facing orcs, right?
And she'll let out that big hearty laugh at you again.
And Aaron will just fight off a shiver that's running down his back at the mention of orcs.
What's going on? You're afraid of orcs here?
Orcs are best dealt with at range, in my experience. And then he will draw his bow, Aaron, as well.
You'll hear in your mind, there are older and fouler things than orcs in the deep, dark places of the deep.
And there's no fighting the shiver now. It's running right down his back. Did
Meryl
just
says
Aaron
hello?
If you wish not to suffer the fate of your friends, then you will follow this path down to the end and then to the left, and then I will devise you from there, and there you will find a portal. And if you do what I say and open this portal, I shall let you live.
We're all hearing this voice, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Hello? Who's this?
Yes, who is this? Aaron's stumbling in the tracks now, looking up and around.
It is I, your death, who speaks to you. If you do not wish to meet me, you will do as I say and open the portal. Or else
Are you like a little dwarf with a scythe? A scythe?
No, I am worse than anything you could imagine, for I am death in the deep.
Okay, I get that, but what do you look like? Are you scared to tell us?
Of course he's scared. Where is he? He's hiding. And
I'm
Tordak
scared.
will
I'm scared.
pull out his mug and he'll pour him some beer and he'll just say, whatever.
I'm scared to know my own death myself.
Pull yourself up, lad. I mean, that's not good for a dwarf to feel scared, or at least don't show it to strangers.
Very well, and he backs away.
Are we hearing this voice in Dwarvish or Common?
Dwarvish. Athena,
Yes.
as you're kind of freaked out a little bit, looking around you, frantically staring into the darkness on either side, suddenly from coming out from one of the walls are some black, ghostly talons that reach out and grab you for... Let me roll a bunch of dice.
A bunch of
What now,
dice.
mate? What now, mate?
20 points of psychic damage.
Good Lord.
Amen. And I will give everybody a reaction to this as it proceeds to go back into the rock.
At first, when this happens, Athena, instead of her party would think almost she's going to let out one of these hearty laughs again, but it turns into just a quick and ear-piercing scream as this happens, and she just falls straight to her knees down.
Is that your reaction?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go ahead and
Because that
Tordek.
hurt.
Yeah, what's your reaction to this?
I am going to slice at it with my axe. With my
Okay.
battle axe. I'm going to turn and I'm going to see her yell out, and as soon as she does, I'm just going to chop right down on it. Like, do I tell it, like, can I tell it has claws, you said?
Yes.
So I'm going to kind of like go at its wrist. 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh, and sorry, I should have said bonus action. I was raging before I attacked.
Fair enough.
Sorry. 9 slashing total,
Okay.
and after I swing at it, I'm gonna turn and look at her to see like what's wrong, like what happened to her.
And then we'll go ahead and let Aaron. What's your reaction?
Aaron will, he'll run up to Gem Cutter or Red Blade, and he's going to use the Easy Pour Spout on his potion of healing and drain it down her mouth.
Go ahead and roll your 2d4 plus 2.
And then Aaron's going to use what little movement he might have left and just use his cunning action to dart back into cover and try and hide.
Okay. Roll your 2d4 plus 2, plus also give me a stealth check.
Oh, I thought he would roll it for himself, but there's my stealth check, and 4, 5,
7.
so 7.
7, okay.
Cool.
She'll look up at you and just you see this fear in her eyes because what hit her was such of a massive hit to her. You still see this fear in her eyes, and she just goes, "Thank you."
And then Aaron smiles back, but then just back rolls into the darkness and hides.
Okay. Mira.
Mero will take out his pickaxe, war pick, I think, and we'll start hitting at this thing, and he'll continue to hit and try to.
Keep on
Just
whacking
dig.
into the wall as it disappears into it.
Yep.
Okay.
Critical.
Hey.
Yay. So with the war pick, 11 points of piercing damage, and I'll continue smashing the wall and trying to get to that whatever it is. I believe it's inside the wall.
And just FYI, Tordek, as you hit it, it seemed to be quite, obviously it's fairly amorphous. It walks through the wall to reach out to Athena. But your axe got into it a little bit, but not as well as, say, you were hitting a solid target. But that crit with the pickaxe, you hit bone, if it had bone, but you got a good whack at it.
Yeah.
And
That's
then you all will hear in your heads, "Do what I ask, or I shall do that to one of you again."
Yeah, do it. Show yourself, you piece of shit.
When he says that, Tordek will step up with the shield towards the wall, and he'll kind of be in a battle stance ready.
And me too, I'll stand next to him with my shield and war pick. And I curse at this, whatever it is, to show itself.
Fine, you will learn. And you won't hear anything else for a little bit. What do y'all wish to do now?
How wide are these corridors?
Maybe about 5 feet.
Okay, so he'll be
You're
able to
dwarves,
reach
you
this.
could 2 abreast if you so desired. It would be cramped, but you could do it.
I suppose Aaron would he'd step out from the shadows and go back to the track in the middle of the room, or that's bifurcating the room, and he'll just look back and with his bow out still, as if this beast might present itself through the walls again.
Everybody readying in action.
Yep, I will be guarding the rear with my shield, and I'm also readying an action.
Yep, you would see Athena. She's going to stand up, and she still has this fear across her face. She's never been struck with something so powerful as what the damage that she just took in one hit. And she's going to let out a sigh, and she's going to sling her little hand crossbow back, and she's going to pull out her daggers, knowing that whatever matter that was, that a bolt will do no damage to it, much less probably a blade. And she's kind of moved back into the shadows some, closer to the back where Miro is.
And Aaron will say, I will step up and walk in the front with Tordek, our barbarian.
All right, where do you all wish to go?
And Aaron will motion with his bow. Shall we continue down the path? If we want to kill that creature, it'll likely meet us at its where its goal was, where it wanted us to go anyways.
It looks like we're gonna have to, since it's scared of us and it won't come out of the wall to fight. And he says that kind of loud, so as he can hear it. And he takes off walking with Aaron.
Just FYI, your rage has ended, Tordek.
Correct.
And
And
so
since I'm the only one smart enough to bring a pickaxe, we cannot go through the wall, so apparently we have to follow the corridor.
Oh, there are pickaxes here and there. I mean, this is a dwarf mining thing, and there are.
That's more of a joke.
Okay.
You know,
But there's mining tools down here.
to make my comrades angrier, because I know an angrier dwarf fights better.
And Aaron would probably be trying to sneak along the natural rock wall as he went forward.
Give me a stealth check then.
Excellent. So there we go. 8.
Okay. As you all are continuing down, you will hear in your heads again, good, you are nearing the portal. Will you do as I wish, or must I slay another one of you?
Another one?
Look around you, death lies all around.
Ah, we don't know these guys.
3, that would be... Oh, you got a good armor class. Maybe you'll make it. But nope. Even you, Mero, suddenly reaching out from the rock.
I was readying an action to attack
you will
anything that...
definitely. Everybody
Yes.
will. Yeah, get to.
Alright.
See, 19. 22 points of psychic damage.
Phew.
As he reaches out and he touches your soul. And let's go ahead and start with you since you were the one. What's your reaction?
I'll hit it, of course. This time for 16, with 16.
Okay.
Does it hit?
Yes.
4 points of damage.
4?
Yeah.
Not exactly the war pickaxe type, are we? And then let's go with Athena, since you were also...
So yeah, I'm sitting next to Mero and see these claws come out and strike him, correct?
Correct.
Call high or low for me, Michael.
Hi.
Uh-oh. You would see her at that point of seeing these claws again, just still she's under this fear, and she drops both of her daggers and just stands and looks at Mero, and that's going to be my action, because she's still under this fear of what happened to her in character.
Okay. And Tordek.
Tordek will yell out, "Coward!" and he will swing at it. 11 to hit.
Miss. Sorry.
And he will swing and miss at it and say, "Damn it!" And that's my turn.
Aaron.
And Aaron He's going to conjure a firebolt cantrip and lob it windmill underhand and try and hit this this ghostly apparition. So that's 14 to hit.
That is a hit.
Awesome. And
Wow.
I got a lot of static just then.
as did I only got 1 damage though. But yeah, I heard that too. It was really loud.
Uh-huh.
It might have been me. I don't know.
Wow. As he disappears back into the rock, into the side of the mine, you'll hear, "How much longer will you keep this up before you do as I ask?"
As much as needed. unless
Tordek
you
will
shoot
yell out,
out.
"Well, we're heading that direction."
But you have not succumbed.
Succumb? What does that mean?
Two birds and one stone, brothers.
Tordek will take off walking in the direction we're heading.
You filthy beast.
He's just about raging just from his anger now.
Your death is nigh. Do as I wish, or I shall slay you all one by one.
Slay us, see if we care.
Yeah, it'll be a quick one shot today. Athena's going to reach down and pick her daggers back up, and she's going to look over at Mero and go, "I'm sorry, I'm better now. We've got to keep moving. We have no choice, I don't believe."
Yeah. Shut up and go. Mero will answer.
And Aaron will scuttle up and try and catch up with Tordek, the mighty dwarven barbarian.
Okay. As you all are getting closer, you can actually see the end of this corridor to the left. There's a small little passageway going off that seems the newest one, the rawest entrance of the mine. And at that point you hear in your minds, therein lies the portal. Go in that corridor to your left and do my bidding, or else I shall slay you all like your kin that lies dead at your feet.
All right, piece of shadow. What is your bidding?
I cannot take full manifestation into your world, but there's a portal through there to the deep, dark depths of the abyss. From there, you will finish taking off the seals that were erected eons and eons ago, and I shall be able to escape. Do this, and I shall spare your lives. Do not break these seals, and you will not leave this mine.
So how can you speak to us? Have any of the seals gotten broken or something?
Yes, that is what has released
Ah, okay.
this small portion of myself.
Cool. Well, now at least we know what to do. Thank you. And I boldly step inside the room with the portal.
Okay. And as you step into the room, well, let me switch it because you're actually going in there. There we go.
Tordek follows right behind him.
Yeah, Tordek.
And yeah, Aaron, he does like a tactical roll to the corner of the portal room, and he's right there ready.
Tordek, as you reach into the room, coming out from the walls. You know the drill. 6, 11.
Why the fuck are you attacking us now?
18 points of psychic damage as it reaches out from the walls and grabs at you, Tordek. And go ahead, and I'll let you make your first reaction.
I will spin around and say, "You damn coward, come out!" And I will swing, and dang it, I will miss with a 10.
That was alright. And Tordek, let's go with And Marrow next, as a reaction to that.
As I swing for 23, I will shout out, "Why the fuck are you attacking us? Do you need some people alive to do what you need?"
I need
11
one.
damage.
I need only one. And Athena.
Okay, yeah, she was walking and moving up towards Tordek, so when she sees this happen, she's going to take one of her daggers and throw it at this spectral thing.
Technically, you would get sneak attack because I suppose it's in. I mean, it's in a wall, but there's people in melee with it as it backs away.
Since Tordek's close to it, okay. Oh, good lord. My first one of the day, so her dagger goes slinging by and probably almost hits Tordek in the head.
Wow. It bounces off the horn of his helmet.
Wow.
And then Aaron.
Aaron, in completing his little roll to the corner, he's going to draw his blade and throw himself dagger first at this ghostly hand. And so 6, 7, 8, 9. So only 10 to hit.
Okay, you will also miss, sir.
All right, I catch the wall.
Right. And then as it folds back into the wall of the room, you hear, "I only need one of you to do this, and I don't feel you've often submitted enough."
You were right, Miro. We can't trust this thing or work with it. And then Aaron's going to roll away from the wall now.
Alright, now that we know what it's after, maybe we can try heading back and at least one of us survives and tells the others. And they bring priests over here and finish it.
Oh,
What do
look,
you
there's
guys
brain in
think?
the jar. What do you think?
Have we seen this portal yet or anything that he's...
Yeah, I'm looking for the picture to show you.
Okay.
He says that, but then I found brain in the jar. Some motherfucking brain in the jar. No, that is not. You do not see a brain in the jar. There is no brain in the jar. There are none of these things.
How big is this room?
It is a fairly decent sized room, say 15 by 15.
I'm gonna try to get in the center, away from the wall.
Okay. And this is what it looks like. I have found it now.
Oh, cool.
And if you see in the very back area of that, there are runic writings on that door. Apparently, the dwarves who came through here were mining the silver. As they did such, they disrupted the portal, mining the silver into the deep dark places. Bardic knowledge. Go ahead and give me an intelligence, history, or arcana, whatever you happen to be proficient in there, Marrow.
I'm not that kind of a bard. I'm proficient in none of these things.
Anybody? Anybody at all?
Closest
Yeah.
thing I'd have is investigation. No arcane, though.
Hey, Michael, Red Blade took pretty high intelligence. I've got a +2 in arcana and or history if you want me to try, because she would probably walk up there to take a look at it.
There you go.
Hey, a little bit better, 11.
What about you, Marrow?
17.
There you go. As a bard, you have heard legends and stories of that the darkness, back in the day when the dwarves first came about, you were separated from the rock by your dwarf god Clandigan. But as you were taken from the rock, only that remained from the rock where you were taken was a darkness, a malevolent shadow, the evilness that had been part of the... See, the earth is neutral, and the goodness that is dwarves was removed from the rock, and what was left was a shadow evilness. And that is was driven back by Clandigan into the abyss, and these portals were locked up. So as your Clandigan god hewn the dwarves from rock, the evilness that was left in the earth, as the goodness was taken out, neutral earth, was driven back and thrown into these portals by Clandigan, and these are the Shadow Demons. And this ancient runic writing was made by the priests of Clandigan long, long ago to banish them back into the depths of the abyss. And that's what's been disrupted by this silver mining.
All right, friends. One drunken priest told me all of that. Of course, I don't believe him. This is all
Sounds like
nonsense.
bullshit.
Yeah. But anyways,
Says the dwarf. All that dwarf crap sounds like bullshit.
And Aaron will go and he'll step up to the door with the glyphs on it, and he'll run his fingers along any seams and just sort of just check for any oddities other than it's like, is it a door or just an archway?
It's an archway with a.
Maybe that's what I'm trying to figure out here.
It's an archway, but behind the archway is solid black stone, very smooth obsidian glass type. I mean, you're a dwarf and not really akin to the ways of magic, but you could easily see how this could be a black abyssal portal. Sure, why not? What do I know about this crap? Hit it with a pickaxe.
oh yeah.
You dwarves.
Michael, can I drink a healing potion, while they're checking out all this stuff?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, while Aaron is doing that, Red Blade's going to sit down. I've got to rest. It's still such a bad hit that I took. And Mero, you look like
You'll do as I say, or you will die. Break the seals, break the barriers, use your weapons like dwarves. Scratch out those markings. Allow me to be free.
I started looking at the actual seals. Are they like things to be broken, or are they like magic glyphs written on them?
They are magic glyphs, but as always, even though they're glyphs, they're kind of carved into the rock itself. So you could take your pick and carve into them to make them different, and that would alter and break the glyph. That.
And how many are broken so far?
Just a couple.
All right. I start investigating around the rubble and try to see if any broken glyphs I can, put back together in a puzzle.
Aaron, seeing what he's doing and standing right there, would help him if he needs to make any sort of finger dexterity rolls here, or investigation checks.
I just want him to have it with advantage. Okay, so give me an investigation check with advantage.
13. Oh, I'm a bard. 14.
Here you go. Man, you can find some stuff that probably were, but you're not quite making heads or tails of it. Magic is beyond you.
All right, but that's what I will continue doing because I'm not breaking those seals.
Then you will all die.
Probably.
Go ahead and give me an initiative roll.
Ooh. Want to put it in the chat or just say it?
Yeah, just go ahead and give me what your initiative roll is, Aaron.
22.
22 for you. Wow, it's going last. I'm assuming it's going last. What'd you get, Tordek?
19.
And what'd you get, Mero?
10.
And what did you get, Athena?
right under Mero. I had a 9.
Oh my god, you realize that you all are going in the order I called you out at?
I planned
That is
it.
amazing. And like I said, he would go last. I'm just going to put it down as an it. Now, as y'all are in this room investigating, and y'all discussing the fact that, no, I'm not breaking this around. I can't figure this puzzle out, how to do this. Let's just go get somebody to close it. Coming out from the corridor, because there's no real other place for him to, because he can't stay in the rock. He just goes into this labyrinth of tunnels through there and such like that. Comes out this shadowy figure with the claws that you've come to notice so well, and he swoops out into the center of the room, and he's lunging at all four of you, kind of huddled around, and you can hear in your minds, "You will pay for this disobedience like your friends have." And he's probably about 10 feet away from you. Go, Aaron.
And Aaron will he'll hold out his hand and just cast Magic Missile using one of his 2 charges. And oh wow, 8. 14 damage, force damage. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 14.
Force
He's
damage?
only got 1 charge left. I think it's force damage for Magic Missile.
It is. It's an odd damage. I gotta look up to see his stuff too. Wow, he takes that like a trooper. Okay, Tordek.
Tordek will spin around at him and say, "About damn time," and he will put his head down and go into a rage and take off running. And charge right at him with his shield. Kind of bump into him, but he hits him with his axe for 22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's 15 slashing.
Wow. Oh, he's not looking very good at all. He's starting to look thinner and more transparent than he was when he first started coming out of the rock at you.
And Aaron blows the smoke off his missile fingers.
Marrow.
As he's growing thinner, I will raise my hand towards him. And I will use my trumpet, a one-hand trumpet, and I'll blow a little melody towards it. And actually, from the trumpet, instead of sound, you will see like glittering dust coming out, and it needs to make a dex save of 12. Please don't do.
Okay. He's pretty shifty, but we shall see. He nails it. What happens when he makes it?
Nothing.
What would have happened?
And he would have been covered in fairy dust.
Oh.
But now he's not. So, nevertheless, I touch Athena by the shoulder, and I tell her, "Come on, lass, you can do that." And I give you Bardic Inspiration. In my case, you can also use it in a damage roll or as a reaction to add to your AC, apart from the standard, attack roll, skill check, saving throw.
It's a D4, right?
D6.
D6.
D6, okay.
You're up, Athena.
Okay, she's seen what Tordek done just prior to Mero, and she's starting to get her resolve back. And when Mero reaches over and touches her shoulder, she's ready now. So she's gonna throw a dagger. Goodness, good to hit. 23 to hit.
Yes, and you will get your sneak attack because he is in melee.
Yep, and I'm going to use the Bardic Inspiration on damage also. So that is, my sneak attack's 11 damage, 4 on the dagger max, plus 3 on the Bardic, so 7. That's what, 18? 11 plus 7?
That's what I got so far.
Yep, so that should be all 18 dagger damage.
Wow.
Piercing.
And its turn. Tordek. You were the one that came up and put it in melee. As he's swimming out, he's going to reach. Oh my god, crit. Sorry, Tordek.
And it's psychic damage too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's psychic damage. Not only that, but oh my god.
See you next week, Joey.
Well, here's the difference. He only does half on a regular attack. I'm going to stop screen sharing for a moment so y'all can see these D6s. Look at that.
Oh,
Okay. So 5, 6, 7 plus 3. 10 points of psychic damage on a crit. What crap.
Aw. Tordek just laughs.
Well, I mean, he did get you for like 20 psychic earlier, but hey.
Yeah, I healed 8 earlier when I
Uh-huh.
took that potion.
That's
So I had
something.
25.
And you'll hear in your minds, I touch your very soul, dwarf warrior. Turn your rage against that seal, and I shall let you live.
He doesn't say nothing. He don't care. He's not listening.
All right, back to the top of the order with Aaron. He's almost transparent, just FYI, Aaron.
okay. So Aaron, seeing he's engaged and he's going to just try and crack off a shot with his bow, and poorly. So he gets a 6, and then he's just going to dash off to the shadows and try and hide in the corner or side of the room.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
14. It's a 20, modified 20.
All right, let's say you'll have to find something in that room to hide behind, but let's just face it, it's a silver mine. There's a pile of rubble here or something. You
Maybe some dead dwarves.
know, some dead dwarves, pile of rubble, plenty of stuff to hide off.
And that finishes Aaron's turn.
Tordek.
Alright. In his rage, he didn't hear a single word that this guy was saying to him. And he swings wildly, coming kind of uppercut at him, or it, for a 15 attack.
That'll hit.
Nice. So that'll be 9 slashing.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Marrow, you're up.
Okay, well, healing myself for 3 points of damage. Jeez. I will also take out my axe and hurl at it. Not hurl it, but hurl myself at it. And try to hit it with my war pick, not axe, of course. 16.
Was that the healing word you used?
Oh yeah, I used healing word on myself. And does 16 hit?
It does.
Crap. 4 points of piercing damage.
Oh, wow. Okay. Athena.
Yep, she pulls out her other red gem dagger and throws it at him. 18 to hit.
That will hit.
And be 4 max damage on the dagger, sneak attacks 9, so 13 total. 13 piercing. And she's not going to do any bonus action, she's just going to stand there next to Mero.
Alright, just stand there and take it, eh?
Yep, in case he comes, he comes.
Okay, let me see here. He's reached out and touched. The one person he has not reached out and touched yet is hiding at the moment. However, you got a crap hide check, right?
Yeah, it was like 10, I think.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to disengage either. So, let's say he's got 3 targets all standing in a row around him, beating him down, and that would be Tordek again. I don't want to attack Tordek again, but I will. And he will hit you, Tordek, but just barely. For 11 points of damage on a non-crit. Psychic.
Yeah, I'm down low now.
Psychic damage on a non-crit. As he reaches into your brain, he puts his fingers around in there. You can feel it mushing around in there, disrupting your thought patterns as this damage flows through your brain into a spastic thing. And then he'll take it out, and he'll be like, "Your last chance, or else I take you with me, Tordek. Slay your friends first."
Tordek's still raging. He's not really, barely.
I hear you
barely
not at
hurt,
all.
but
Okay, Aaron.
And it looked to Aaron as if Tordek dropped prone, like he fell.
Almost. I'm on.
Okay. So Aaron's gonna shoot out from whether or not he's in cover with his bow, badly. Thankfully, hopefully he didn't hit one of his friends, and then he's just going to run up to the line and be behind the two people engaging
Okay.
this beast that's sort of disappearing or sort of phasing out or whatever it looks like.
It is phasing out. Tordek, slay the beast.
Tordek got knocked back and he kind of stumbled on one knee and he figures, well, if I'm going to go out, I better go out good. And he comes back at him with an overhead chop for 22.
That'll hit. And describe how you slay the demon.
And he comes down on top of him and just slices right through him. And was it a spectral, like, shadow?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he slices right through it, and it kind of just goes to both sides of the axe and goes out in the wind and dissipates. And Tordek goes, he's on one knee, and he just kind of stands up and looks over to Meryl and says, "Start playing. It's drinking time, boys." And Gal.
You have 100 years is only a small span of time in the life of a dwarf and nothing for the demon. I shall be back, Tordek, son of Toril, and I shall slay you and all your kin for this. But the portal still remains. More of my kin will seep through here. He will be here shortly, and you all will all die.
And in the meantime, I was playing my trumpet so loud that I just don't want to hear that creature.
And Aaron will spit on the earth that was under the shadow as it phased out, and he'll say, "I've got first watch, brothers."
Tordek will pull out his mug and say, "Hold on. We need to drink one for our fallen brothers." And he will raise up his tankard into the air, and then he will guzzle it right down for his people.
Aaron will hold up his water skin and he'll take a drink out of it.
All right, I bring up like this little keg and I start pouring you in our travel mugs. And in the meantime, I am whistling a little song. It's kind of triumphant. It's a sad, triumphant song about how we defeated the demon, but most of our brethren have fallen. And I'm preparing myself for keeping watch as well and maybe taking an hour rest, but I'm also suggesting that we need priests, and we need priests fast to come down here and, sanctify this place. So are we staying here or are we going back? At least now we know what's going on.
Yes,
Tordek will say, "We can go back. I'm just going to have to drink my last healing potion, I think, though, in order to make it back, but I can do it."
Oh, you have two?
We had 100 gold, didn't we, at the beginning?
Yeah.
No, my character says that, like, you had two? Wow.
Yeah. Why? Did someone need one?
No, I already drank mine and I'm semi-alright. So, yeah, I was just amazed by the preparedness of our crazed dwarf.
Coming into your mind from the
Tanzania.
portal, you hear a
Oh no, the trumpet! Let's drown this shit. And I place, I don't know if it's going to work and I don't care, but I place silence on the portal.
you hear it in your minds coming from the direction of the portal.
I don't care.
Okay, fair enough. Anybody standing near it cannot hear anything now.
So fellas, what do we do?
I'm all for that hour rest too.
All right, I'll take watch, and so Aaron he'll have his bow in hand and sort of be keeping an eye out for the next hour.
But more demons are coming.
I don't know. I don't know about demons and the gods, but having a cleric down here might be a wise choice.
A
to deal with
cleric? I'm
these.
talking about a bunch of priests to sanctify the place. You saw what it did to some of the best special warriors of the clan, so
You all are alive.
alright. I'll stay with you and I'll help you recover. And I'm playing you a little song about our own clan and the wonderful beer I make, so that you recover an additional 1d6 if you are using hit dice.
Is that for all of us, Todor?
Yeah, each one
Okay.
of you roll
Okay.
your own 1d6.
As
If of course, that happens.
as you all are resting and everything, you will notice not only the dulcet tunes of your lovely dwarf bard banging on his drum. I just want to bang on the drum all day. I don't want to work. Sorry. As he's banging on his drum, you can hear the periodically the screaming type whisper coming from the portal in your minds is growing a little louder each time. It's, the first time you hear it, it's like, and you can hear. Every periodically you hear it is getting louder as it comes along, as if something is trying to force its way through this partially sealed portal.
Hey, Michael, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to take. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okie dokie doggy day.
Can we all do so?
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
I could use another cup of coffee.
Sounds
All
good
right.
to me. I'll be right back.
You back?
Yep.
Thank you.
And I hear Justin. Do I hear Joey?
I'm here.
Cool. So we're just waiting on Tony?
Probably.
Are we getting to use our hit dice?
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't actually myself
I'm gonna
take a
heal all the
rest.
way up
I
then.
was all in on that watch.
Yeah, I know. You're the one person I didn't reach out and touch their soul.
Yes.
A lot of times when I'm just like having random, like, who would he, because as he's skulking around in these labyrinth of caves, skulking around, talking to y'all via telepathy, peeking around every once in a while, staying well out of sight. His dark vision is much more significant than any dwarf, and the ability to hide in darkness, shadow demons, is amazing. He would see where you are and then float around and just reach out every once in a while and grab somebody. So it's just like, let's see here, random. Talk to y'all via telepathy again.
Aaron's going to still believe he's completely safe once he's hidden. He'll fear no icy grip until it's too late.
That's kind of the point. Like I recall back in the day, it was like you always think you're hidden, no matter what you roll.
I've got a cigar lit and I'm blowing smoke everywhere. I'm hiding there.
What's the earliest edition to D&D you played, Justin?
I'm pretty sure it's called Second Edition, but it's like AD&D with the barbarian kicking the door in on the front cover of the Player's Handbook.
Yeah, that would be 2E.
Yeah.
Second edition. Yep, that's where I started.
But I've picked up a few of like the older, like I don't think it's the actual red box or the blue box, but I have like weird starter sets from over the years.
Yeah, I started with the red box, basic back in the day, where you weren't like an elven something, you were an elf. That was, you could play either a thief, a fighter, a magic user. That's right, a magic user, or a cleric, or a dwarf, or an elf, or a halfling. There were no classes associated with those races. You played that race.
I played the second edition barbarian. That was my first one where you had to roll, and I had an 8 strength. I hated rolling. I'd always roll so low.
I've been playing back in the day. I skipped fourth edition. I just never played it.
I was playing mostly tabletop war games during fourth. I didn't play too much. Yeah, I skipped it too, is what I'm saying.
Hey, Michael, I'm back ready whenever everybody else is.
Okay.
Cool.
You can go ahead and roll any hit dice you want, along with your extra D6 from the Song of Rest that was not interrupted by the silent spell.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
Tordek healed all the way up, so apparently he must have caught a little nap during this rest.
Awesome. All right, so excellent. Now, as you all are gathering up from the short rest, the screaming from the portal gets even louder, and suddenly, as you all heal up, another Demental springs forth from there, and he sees you all. This is another one. He does not look the same as the first one. And he's like, the dwarves, the goodness that was taken from our soul, you shall die. So, yeah, go ahead and give me an initiative.
Well, we can at least safely say we expected that, right? Buster.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I have a 14.
I got a 10.
Oh, wow. Are we going in order again? Tordek, do you have less?
9.
Awesome.
Awesome. Athena.
Hey, for the win, I got a whopping 5.
We did it! Went in order again!
Dude,
That's
Ali.
so amazing. However, it is interrupted by the Shadow Demon. So, Marrow, go ahead. You want initiative.
I will do it again, and I will. I'll do my trick with the trumpet and with the fairy fire.
Mhm.
And I'll have my fingers crossed. Dex save of 12.
It failed. It is fairy
Awesome.
fired.
And I choose orange for my color, and now it's sparkling in orange and cannot really go invisible or basically hide if it cannot go invisible.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
a
certain.
hiding bastard.
And
It's-
everyone has advantage attacking it. So
Aaron.
then wait a second. Then I'll
Oh,
step
my bad.
back. I'll step back and I'll tell Aaron. Now I touch him by the shoulder and says, "Now it's your time. Go ahead and kill this creature." As I give you my barding inspiration of 1d6, you can basically add to almost everything.
Excellent. So yeah, Aaron will use his cunning action to try and hide before taking.
You have advantage already from my spell. No need to do so.
Oh,
Sorry for
awesome.
the metagaming.
So yeah, I'll just ring out with the shot, and so advantage, but 13. Just,
That'll hit.
yeah, awesome. And so it's a short bow, and then there's the sneak. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You get
so
2d6 sneak, don't you?
Oh yeah, thank you. 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9
I can
damage.
choose to add my d6 to that.
Awesome. So that'll be the
The
bardic
damage.
inspiration.
Yep.
Cool. 1, 2. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 altogether.
Okay. The arrow slings into it, and it slows significantly as it's going through it, but it still passes all the way through and kind of plops to the end instead of hitting the portal ferociously. It just because going through flesh, but it is amorphous flesh.
Excellent. And that'll complete Aaron's turn.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he will fly up to you, Marrow, because he hates light. Is this considered bright light? I don't think it is, right?
It's
Alright.
just it's sparkling. Oh, it sheds dim light, I think.
Yeah, but not
Let me double
bright.
check.
Yeah, I think it's dim.
Yeah.
So, for a
I'm
whopping
double-checking
10 points
before
of
you try to
psychic,
key me.
10 points of psychic damage as he reaches into your soul and he's like, "Turn this light off now, or you shall die in my grasp."
Okay, 10 points of damage. Let me
Is that,
get my... Yeah.
Is it concentration?
I ace it. So the light's not turned off, and I do this. I take my tongue out, and I don't know how you say it, but it still goes like this.
I'll give him disadvantage on any saving throw for vicious mockery if you want to do that on your next turn.
I might. I'm running out of spell points.
Okay. And then it will be Tordek's turn.
Tordek in his little cat nap, he'll kind of roll over and grab his shield and grab his battle axe and say, "Damn it, didn't we already kill you?" And
I am a different one. I escaped from the portal also.
he will go into a rage and he won't hear him and he'll run right up to him, seeing him attack his buddy, and he will swing for 13.
That'll hit. Just FYI, 13 is the armor class.
Don't forget you have advantage already. Everybody.
Oh, okay, cool. 11 slashing,
Okay.
and then that'll finish my turn.
Did you... I can't recall. Did you say you raged?
Yeah, I thought I did.
Okay.
Sorry if I didn't.
You may have. I just blanked on it for a second.
I thought
Athena.
when he runs, that's usually when he goes into his rage.
Athena.
Yep, after this rest and she's recovered and feels much better, she's got a resolve back about her. Mind's back solid at this point, so seeing this thing attack Marrow the way it did, she's going to move up to it with her short sword and sneak up behind it and stab him, hopefully. Oh, good lord. There's no use at 11, so I missed.
Did you use your advantage?
Yeah.
Yep, I had a 1 and a 7.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So she's had a resolve, and then she runs up there, and the resolve went away.
Gonna stay up there and melee with it?
You know what? What the heck, yeah.
Okay. Give it more targets. Marrow.
I'm going to stand there in melee with it, and I'm going to raise my axe. Pickaxe, war pick, whatever you call it. And I'll swing at it, and I'll just hit it with advantage. Roll
Yes,
1
handy
and
dandy.
8. For the awesome 7 points of damage.
Hey.
And I will heal myself a little as a bonus action. Cool. And that's my turn. I'm standing there to take it like a man.
Okay. Aaron, it is your turn.
All right. So Aaron will shoot with his bow. Nice, critical. 20. And so there's double bow damage, and then 4 dice for the critical sneak.
Yep, 46.
Awesome. And then +2 for my ability. So 6, 12, 15, 14. I think that's 24. I'll count one more time, though. 12, 13.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. 24. Right in the back of the soul.
And this one, since it was a crit, even though it's an amorphous creature, so you can tell that most of the times when somebody are hitting it, it has an effect on it, but not as much as it would a living creature. But this crit really almost, the arrow stuck into it, and then flew through its amorphous body and hit the ground, but instead of going through it like the other one did, and then just kind of flopping to the ground because most of the energy of the arrow shot.
With
Had
love
been
from
the damage.
Arcane.
This one stuck in like it hit something solid before it then fell through the body.
Awesome.
Yes. And then its turn. I really don't see any reason for it to do anything but try to disrupt this light that it is surrounded by, because it hates light.
Come at me, you bastard.
Die!
I will not do such a
And
thing.
you will not. As he reaches in to try to grab your soul, but is distracted by all this light, and instead he touches himself like it's itching at it as he rolls a 1 and completely botches that whole thing. Next up is Tordek. the
Advantage. I'm
So as I
reminding
see-
everyone as they forget.
So as I see the shadow miss him, I see the opening and I swing for it for a 16.
That'll hit.
For 11 slashing. Jeez, I think I keep doing 11.
It's not like it's a bad thing.
No, and that finishes my turn.
Okay. And then Athena.
Yep, she's sending it behind it and sees the arrow come from wherever Aaron is, not knowing where he is, and sees this arrow. It gives her more resolve, so she's going to try to stab him again. Oh,
Advantage.
wow. Rolled a 1 and a 4, so missed again.
You have some serious advantage there, Athena.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
That's
Anything
why.
else? Any disengage or anything?
Yeah, at this point, she's going to think things are not going that well for her. It's something still not right, so she's going to use bonus action, disengage back, say 20 foot away.
That will
Go
take
back,
you, say...
bring a priest. I'm sorry.
Yes, no, that'll take you right, say, to the entrance of this room where the portal is. All the arcane writings, so you're right at the edge of the mine area again.
Okay.
Marrow.
Yeah, he starts his turn with go back, bring a priest, and attacks the creature. Then hitting it for this time 8 points of piercing damage.
Hey.
Doesn't really need to heal himself a lot more, so he decides to spare his magical reserve and stands there Brennan.
Aaron.
And still advantage with the Bard spell?
Yeah.
Awesome.
He
So
has yet to break that concentration or slay the bard. He cares not which.
So another arrow flies forward at the creature and hits. And so there's bow damage and some sneak damage. 6, 7, 8. So 9 damage.
You all will all die. I hate you. The fate that fills my loins will spring forth upon you as he reaches and grabs your soul this time. So give me another con check.
All right.
For 11 points of psychic damage.
Yeah.
Aced it again. I'm worse at actually doing my spell than just keeping my concentration. So,
Was that on me?
no.
No, the 11 point psychic damage was on Marrow the Bard.
Oh, okay.
He's he's the one who casts the fairy fire, and he's a shadow demon, so light's like,
So back at him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Back at him, I'll say, "Let's see who dies first, you demon."
He can't bonus action hide or anything cool at the moment because he's covering fairy fire.
Yeah.
Tordek.
And apparently the shadow doesn't even look at Tordek, so he's getting really fiercely mad now that he won't even
How
turn
come you
around.
don't hit me?
And he swings at him for a total 20.
That'll hit.
$15 slashing total.
Oh, wow. And, Athena.
Oh, she's gonna go back to throwing a dagger and see if she does better that way. Good lord. Miss again with advantage.
Is it third miss in a row with advantage?
This time I rolled a 4 and a 7.
Against a creature with armor class 13.
Yeah. Goodness.
Throw those dice. I mean, bury them somewhere. Or
I
not.
know, and then one of this is my favorite set too.
It was your favorite set.
Sanctify them. I don't know.
Bless those dice. Marrow, you're up. Exercise the dice. I compel you, evil spirits. Exit my dice.
All right, hitting the creature, healing myself. Because I just promised it that I will stand after it's gone, and I hit it again. This time for 8 points of piercing damage. And come on. Nah, not so shabby. Heal myself a little.
I will let you all live if you go away. Aaron.
And Aaron will pipe up, "I don't think we'll be taking any more deals today." And he'll let loose another arrow.
Like, what deal have you taken?
A one from our Dane.
Good one.
And 15, so you got 19 to hit.
Yeah.
And bow damage, and then sneak style, because they're engaged.
Because you have advantage as well.
Right.
Many reasons.
12.
Don't underplay my awesomeness.
Would you like to describe how you slay this shadow demon?
Certainly. So this arrow, much like his critical arrow, it finds root in some solid matter, and it connects with what might be the head of this shadowy beast. And when it does connect, it disappears like into nothing, fades away.
As it fades away, my fairy dust falls on the ground, and I keep my concentration just to have the fairy dust as a point where I can dance on, and I do a little happy victory dance on where I suppose his body was supposed to be.
And as he disappears, you hear in your heads, "There's more of me where," and it fades off as he disappears into the ether. And you can see that the blackness, kind of like the first time. The hell did I just do? I'm going to stop screen sharing here for a moment. And the blackness, as you kind of eked back into the portal area, because that's where demons go when they die.
Tordek will yell at that hole and he will say, 2 down.
Bring it on. But seriously, guys, Mero will look around and say, we're also Demon Slayers, and I'll definitely make a separate brew for that, but I'm starting to believe this creature that there's more and more of them, and we're only dwarfs, so at some point we are bound to tire and not be able to withstand this assault. Who knows how many of them are, and since none of us can really repair those glyphs, any ideas? I'm really open, but my best suggestion will be to go back and report what's happening here and bring the priests in and sanctify this place.
How long did it take us to get here, Michael?
The longest part of getting here was probably the elevator ride down, which took about 10-15 minutes. Other than that, if you ran directly, back up to the mine shafts into the elevator, you could probably do that in just a minute or so. Now, if you're sneaking around checking, well, it takes a while to get through the mines, but if you're just bolting to get there quickly, you could be there in just a couple minutes. Go up the elevator, run, find a priest, or talk to the Dane. We need a priest. Come back down. You could easily make it. You're assuming that if it releases one on an hour after one is slain, you could easily make it back down here again.
Here's the problem, brothers and sister.
If it's an hour.
If we go get some priests, they're going to want in on that silver when we recover the vein. That's more stakes in the pie.
Just FYI, you can periodically find, there's silver around. You can see silver here, silver there. I'm sorry, along with the mining tools and dwarves and the implements for extracting the silver from the raw ore itself, you find silver. There's silver all over this mine.
Tordek will look at the 2 rogues and then he'll look at Mero and he'll say, it might be better if you go back. I think you might come back. What do you think?
Who should come back?
You, if you just go up by yourself and get a priest.
Who's gonna keep you alive?
Tordek says, what? I'll keep myself alive. It'll be alright.
Without my awesome magic, do you know how long would it have lasted? I don't think long.
And it looks like Aaron is fooling around with some of the silver, but he's really just picked up a war pick or a mining pick. And he's kind of getting closer to the glyphs in the wall.
Hey, what you doing there?
Just looking at the silver. You go back to the silver, pick it up.
You can hear, faintest in your mind, the faintest whisper of it.
Are the glyphs made of silver?
Sure.
Or they're just scratched in?
They're scratched in, but some of them are scratched in silver. But they are scratched in. But it's a silver mine. There's silver ore. You can, if you like to make a mining check with advantage because you're a dwarf, you can tell that this whole area is the ore, the rock is laden with silver. You could, extract silver from any rock around here. How much silver you get depends on the quality of the rock. You can probably assume that the miners, the dwarven miners who are down here, this is their job, this is what they do. The areas that have been cut into here, the passages that you're going through, are probably the most areas of silver-born rock. The walls that are left are either the less silver-laden rock, used for support.
Okay, Aaron, I see your greedy soul, and even though I believe we're supposed to be like one clan, yeah. Is there any way to convince you to leave this place instead of picking up all the silver, or do you want to just die alone in here?
I would follow follow with the group," says Aaron, and he'll have the pick over his shoulder, and he'll go on to say, "Why don't we confront whatever's behind these glyphs, though?"
The abyss.
I'll like slap my forehead and I'll be like, guys, what are you doing? What are you talking about, Aaron?
It's the abyss, a never-ending supply of demons and devils.
And so yeah, Aaron will put the pick down, walk over. Is that what we're doing? Shall we go get ourselves some priestly accompaniment?
I can't really roleplay more because I don't really have a lot of intelligence and shit, but what I'm trying to say here is that I think this is the smartest thing to do.
For the clan, then let's go.
Yes,
But
let's
if
go.
you convince me that we can just stay here and slay beast after beast,
I've but yet to receive a scratch, brother.
all right. So you stand for the next one here, right? Like a what do you call those that boxers train at?
When suddenly, appearing from behind you, you see Robin.
Oh, our prayers have been answered.
A priest of the wilds.
Are you a priest?
You're-
Out of I guess I don't have your character names now, but Aaron's backpack jumps a ferret. As it lands upon the ground, it suddenly starts to transform into this really old dwarf with like all kinds of wild stuff growing on his head, and like he looks like almost a living bush. And he say, "Calm down, my people. I think fighting is not the answer to this quest."
What
At
is
that
the
point-
answer then, old man? Sorry. Sorry, Tony, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I was just gonna do a funny deal. That's no big deal. Go ahead.
Well, I did the same, so that's why I was sorry.
Somebody like to explain to the newest edition the problem with the portal at the moment?
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware. I've been back in your backpack listening almost all the time. I had a glimpse, where like a glip where I fell asleep about 30 minutes ago, but except from that, I got most of it.
So get down to work then. Close this portal.
But aren't you guys supposed to fight something right now?
Well, it will come out if you don't close this portal. All right, there's a demon.
We could break through.
You can hear in your mind now, if you break the seal of the portal, I will let you live.
Do I get a feeling that I can like communicate back with this being?
Yes, it has telepathy. Various ones. There's been 2 that they've confronted.
You who
Communicated
speaks.
with it in telepathy.
You who speaks, tell me your name.
I'm Shao Ren.
Shaolin?
Ren. Shao Ren.
Shaoren. And why are you here?
I am not here. I am in my realm. But through this weakened portal, I can glimpse you as a veil of shadow. You may find me shadowy, but you are nothing but shadows.
Which realm are you from?
Originally your realm. I am what is left of the other half of the dwarves after your god Clannigan hewn you out of rock and took the good, solid earth out and left nothing but the dark despair.
But if you're in a different realm now, why would you like to come back to ours?
No, you're right. Fuck that. I'm perfectly happy here. I don't need to go on vacation or anything. I like the abyss. It's dark, it's dank, it's muddy. Infernal torment. Who
So
could want more?
you're in the abyss. I don't think it would do any of us any good if we released you here. But tell me why would you like to come out here? Do you have a mission here? Do you have a task you need us to fulfill for you that we could do instead of releasing you?
No, pretty much. Only I need the portal broken. You have disrupted the seals, allowing thin veils of ourselves to escape into your realm. But you must finish the portal completely so that we may all come at full strength.
Well, what if we close this portal? Would that give you any happiness?
No. We must come into your world, and we shall live. If you close this portal, we shall find a way. You shall be first on the list of those to be slain. You have already banished two of my kin back to this realm. For 100 years they must remain here before they can take form on your world again. It is no long time for a dwarf or a demon. We shall be back, and you shall be the ones hunted down. Unless you want to have your name written in our book of fell deeds, you shall release this portal, and we shall let you live.
Tell me, how would you like me to open this portal for you?
Break the seals that are sketched onto the doorway. Take your picks, your dwarven weapons, and scratch out these glyphs of warding.
Just to be clear here, I have never done this before, so just to be sure I'm not doing anything wrong. If I were to seal the portal instead, how were I to do that? Just so I'm making sure I'm not doing it by mistake when I'm opening the portal.
Give me a either history or arcana check.
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, our bard botched that one pretty bad earlier.
That will be a d20, which will be a 19 on the die. And I have... is there one would fit better than the other?
With that roll, you're going to easily be able to determine that using your dwarven pick and some of the silver that's lying around here and there, you can easily pick some of the runes that have been scratched up due to the dwarven mining that has come through and seal it completely.
Okay, Shaoren, if you leave us be for 24 hours, we could always work on getting this portal of yours open again.
You have less than an hour before we have gathered enough strength to burst through again.
An hour?
Yeah.
So
Can you remember what happened to the other ones?
But please
How
do
about you
not
listen to the priest here, man.
Please do not disturb us in this hour. We need deep concentration, and we will do our best.
As you wish. You have 1 hour to have this portal broken, or else we shall emerge and slay every one of you. And carry you back with us to the abyss.
Leave us now. Let us work in peace. We are dwarves after all. We don't like people peeping into our work.
No response.
Okay. I turn around to the others and I say, well, we have 1 hour. I am not impressed by what I have done so far, but we must work together and really try to seal this portal, or else no one would know what's coming in here.
Tordek might look at him and kind of just scratch his head. Say, okay.
What steps can be taken? I've not dealt with portals and shadows before, nor the abyss.
Neither have I, but I have read about it, and with the use of silver and our picks, we need to scratch in the runes which have been removed from the wall.
Athena just looks at this new dwarf and points at him and then points at Aaron's backpack and says, "You've been there all this time?"
Yeah. I'm looking for my grandson.
And she just continues to give you this stare, and then all of a sudden, her hearty laugh that maybe you've heard from your farm earlier, she lets out this big hearty laugh again and just continues to stare at you with no other answer.
And Aaron will say, "I'm pleased to see that you didn't find him in there." But should we begin piling the silver, or do we need to smelt it?
Yeah, I believe we need to apply the runes to the wall with the pickaxes and cover them with silver afterwards. Or do I think something different, Michael?
Yeah, pretty much that's it. The roll was, you rolled a 19 on the die. You understand what needs to be done, so.
It would give me a 24 or something.
Yeah, you've got it. You know what to do.
And at this time, while you're doing this, just in case you are unsuccessful, I will take a short rest because, I'm getting tired of getting the brunt of all those fights while you were just sleeping in this bag, old man. So, yeah.
Oh, the young and eager one here, I see. Well, if you feel worn down, I can always cheer you up with some natural cures I have.
Yes, I'm pretty much fucked in Dwarven.
He walks over to you and he says, "Well, let me have a look at your neck." And he puts his hands on your neck like to give you a neck massage, and he starts working it in, actually just like a neck massage. And after about maybe 30 seconds, you feel that you're starting to lose up a lot, and you feel a lot better. As I cast, I can't recall it. I'm looking it up now. The healing, not word, but
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds. Thank you. You can roll the hit dice yourself, unless you want 3 HP, which I always roll.
What level?
I will cast it at first level.
I've been bitten harder than that. What's your wisdom modifier?
That's actually 3.
All right. I look towards you and I say, I feel a little bit better, but not really as good as if I would rest myself. Do you have any more of that?
We have no time for rest. We need to try to fix this portal. We only have 1 hour.
Well, I'm going to need a rest unless you have one more of those neck massages.
I'm sorry. I have some berries you can have.
How many?
Let me see. And he puts his hand into his backpack as he looks around for his spell's description.
Up to 10.
I have 10.
All right, give me 6 of those.
You're a very demanding little dwarf. I hope you make up for some of this. Here you go. Anyone else want some berries?
Tordek will look at you and he will say, "No, but what would you like me to do?"
Have you ever used a dwarven pick before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just grab one from over there and start make the symbols that you see on the rest of this wall. But they need to be very, very similar and deep enough to put silver into them.
Where are we going to get the silver?
And Aaron will, he's going to start going around the room or the cavern and just getting all sorts of handfuls that he can of the little bits of silver that would easily melt down, as opposed to grabbing like just a big clump of it.
And Tordek will say, we need to go back and start the fire then, don't we?
Why go back? A
'Cause
dwarf
that's where the
always
kiln
carries-
was.
The what?
The kiln to fire it up. To
And
melt it down.
could Aaron take a look around? Is there something, maybe like a small little smelting station somewhere around here in this area?
Don't you have a tinderbox and a dwarven helmet?
That ain't gonna
Who has
silver.
taught you how to do that? Well, we'll make a small fire. Silver is easy to melt.
And so yeah, Aaron will pull a steel cap off one of the dead dwarves that are lying around, bring that to the workshop table.
Thank you. I'll start digging into the ground, or at least find a place where the stones have been are easy to remove, and I'll try to make something like a mini oven, not oven, but the other thing, so that the fire, when it's lit up inside, it gets hottest at the top. And I'll start making this makeshift thingy from earth and stones that I found on the floor. And I'll put the helmet on top.
And then yeah, Aaron will produce a small pile of this silver that's been picked up from the tidings in the room.
Yeah, throw that in here. I think I have some sodium in me, and I'm looking through my rations for a little bit of salt, and I'm pouring a little bit inside just to catalyze the procedure.
There are chemicals necessary for the extracting of silver from ore, such like that, but you can find silver that's been abstracted already. And any chemicals or any tools that you may need to extract or melt silver can be readily available in the silver mine. As I mentioned, there's a huge smelting area at the beginning where they would extract the silver from the very rock itself. But, I mean, it's not far. You could get there if you wanted to run in a couple minutes, or you can make a makeshift one, because it was also quite a large operation up there, and it would take a while for it to heat up.
And
But anything you need is available around here.
yeah, so yeah, Aaron he'll produce from all the tools lying about. He'll get some tongs and some bits that'll help us with this makeshift little hearth or forge.
More like smelter.
Yeah, smell it.
Yeah, and go look for actual pieces of silver. They will melt quicker. And I'll stay here and tend the fire. And I took brewery and smith tools, so I have both. In case you're wondering, Michael. And if you need me to do any checks, just tell me.
To melt the silver? Not really. As long as, I mean, you all are dwarves. I'm assuming you all
taught us to make silver things, or to smelt metals before we were able to drink.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's common. You can do this. You have what you need. It's a silver mine. It's not like you're out in the middle of the wilderness somewhere in a forest like, oh, crap, I got to melt all of a sudden. What do I do? No, you're dwarves in an area where this is accomplished. Everything you have is there.
Excellent.
You may do it, and so you can melt some silver, draw your symbols on there, and just FYI, oh God, let me see here. Robin's name is Bulbin. Bulbin. Just as you're carving the last little bit of
Yeah, Bulbin actually has this kind of staff in his hand, which he he whims his hand a bit around in the air, and he touches the staff, and it becomes like this kind of club-shaped thing, and he turns it around, and he uses like the handle end as a pick to like etch out these things. He refuses to actually touch a dwarven stone pick.
But as you're carving the last bit of runes in there to seal off the portal completely again, you can hear in your mind, "Stop, stop! You're breaking our bonds! Your name will go down in our book of fell deeds. You and your families will perish for this."
It's starting to threat us again. Work faster. We can't heed its threats, but we need to work faster.
And that's just as kind of you're finishing up. So you'll finish up and go ahead and give me another Arcana roll just to see how well you did. You know how to do it. I just want to know how well you did it.
Oh, nailed it. 8. Let me see my modifier here. That will be an 8.
You're not sure how long this will hold.
It's this silver. It's not good enough. We need more.
Maybe it's the depth of the edges or etches that you made with this stuff.
I don't see you do any good over there. You're just warming your hands by the campfire.
I'll growl at you, but I will not attack at this point.
And so Aaron's going to, upon hearing that we need more silver, he's going to try and find some more and throw some more back in the steel helmet.
Yeah, also check those pockets of yours while you're at it.
Just some fresh gold coins, sir.
There is enough silver in this mine to feed your whole clan for years.
Excellent.
There's this, like I said, this silver mine was very important to your clan. This is it.
And so it Aaron would not mind trying to inscribe the symbols properly with the with a dwarven pick, if nobody objects.
Give me an Arcana check.
20.
This portal is sealed.
And Aaron will just dust his hands off, put the pick down, and then he'll put water on the silver that's smelting in the helmet to aid in its cooling, because he's thinking about taking it now that they don't need it to seal.
And as you do this, you can hear like almost a whooshing, shutting sound, and the air suddenly doesn't seem as dark and dank. Even though it's still sooty and rocky and dark and dank down here, it is the sort of dark and dank mine that dwarves feel at home with, instead of the oppressive dark and dank mine that a shadow would be fine with. And the air feels lighter, less heavier.
And
this mine is clean.
And Aaron breathes in the new, fresh, revitalized air. And as he exhales, he quickly draws his cigar to his lips to light it and augment the air further. Then he steps aside.
Bolbin will lean over to you and say, "Good work there, good work there, lad. Very impressive." He will snap his fingers and produce a flame to light your cigar.
Excellent. And Aaron will lean in and take a good haul off the magical flame.
I think we have done good so far, but we can't relax now. We need proper rune casters to rebuild this ward for it to last. I think this is just a temporary solution to the problem.
Absolutely. Our Dane should hear of this, that we've sealed this portal, and he will know what our next action might be.
Mm-hmm. So y'all can continue back through the mine to the elevator shaft. Ring the little bell.
Ding ding.
And well, it's a dwarf bell. It's more like, boom. But it's very high above you. Even though it's boom, it's very faint where you are now. You can just tell that's been rung. And suddenly you hear the creaking of the chains, and it taunts, and it lowers you up. And the people will lead you. Lieutenant Dan will meet you, and it's like, oh, how was everything? Did you manage? You were the first ones to come back up from this mine in a month.
There's
course
nothing,
we are.
nothing a few specialists and a barbarian couldn't handle, and we have a bard here to tell the tale.
Oh,
Torek will laugh and say, you mean real dwarves, right, bud?
Yeah. And I'll turn over to Athena and I'll say, yeah, real dwarves, the ones with beards, can actually do stuff.
Well, here, let me take you to the Dane post haste. He's been anxiously awaiting news.
Lead on, good man, lead on.
And there he will lead you back to the great dwarf hall, where your wonderful Dane holds court, and he'll be like, oh, God, Clanagan's blessing be upon you. I feared by my beard that you would not return from that mine as everyone else has not. Please tell me, how is our kinfolk down there? Is the silver still there? What was it? Was it goblins, dwarves, goblins, orcs, maybe those cursed drow?
Silver is not your biggest concern at the moment.
No,
There is
it is my kin.
There is a portal down there going straight into the abyss. There are beings trying to climb through this portal, and we have just managed to temporarily seal it. You need to call in some clerics or runecasters or whatever you can get your hands off to make a proper seal in that chamber. Unless this will break loose again.
Clanagan's beard. I'd heard ancient tales of this, that Clanagan drove the remains of the Shadow Rock back into the abyss and sealed them up at the roots and hearts of the mountain. I did not know that it was true, nor that we delved that deep into the mountain. Oh, I shall definitely bring this up at the next Council of Danes. Perhaps one of them knows, for you are our bravest and brightest and wisest. We must go to the other clans and their Danes and see if they have one who can properly seal this as Clanagan did back in the day.
So what you tell me is that you were aware that there were demons down here.
Oh, I'd heard tales just as you had as a child. I did not take them to actually be truth.
The wonders that greeds do to people.
Torek will say, sir, it is the truth. All our clan has been slaughtered.
I believe you. This is definitely bad news indeed. Horrible. I'm more afraid of my kin than I am. But did you at least acquire the silver? At least then we can be able to feed the rest of the clan.
Yes, the silver, it should be easily acquired now. The trouble that was vexing seems to have almost certainly been from these shadowy demons.
At this point, Athena's she wants to do an insight on the Dane, if he keeps mentioning this silver, where his true intentions really lie.
I'll give you an insight roll.
Oh, here we go with crappy rolls again. 7.
No, now we interrogate him. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Could be he's more interested in the silver. Could be he's actually disappointed. Yeah.
She's just gonna stand back. She's kind of losing any respect she had for him at first.
I mean, it is. We shall definitely send more dwarves down there to acquire our kin, bury them in our dwarven heritage, which is to lock them into a mine so that they may return to the very rock that they came from, and get the silver to sell at market so that we may feed our people for years to come. But I shall definitely use some of that silver to bribe some of the other Danes to send holy men here to help us to seal that portal more thoroughly, so that we will not have this problem again. Not only that, but we shall seal off that mine itself and find other veins of ore with which to mine, so that we may not stumble again across this portal.
Excuse me for speaking freely, my Dane, but your highest priority must be to seal off that cave. It could just be a matter of hours or days before they break through again.
Yes,
And are
yes,
you
you're right.
saying our clan has no clergy?
Oh, well, we have some clergy, but none wise or powerful enough. You are the wisest and most powerful of our clan, and which I shall send you. I hold you to this task. Within a fortnight, there is a clan meeting of Danes from the northern parts of the Grey Mountains. I ask for you to go and let them know of our plight. You may use the dark roads, the tunnels underneath the valleys, or you may go above land, your choice. But find there's a council of some Danes. See if you can seek aid there.
I would undertake such a journey, and I would confess it's been years since I've traveled the dark roads, and would love to traverse them again.
Oh, gladly. How about you, Tordek, the crazed, the mad? Will you assist your clan in this regards too, and seek out other clans to see if they have clergy enough to seal this portal?
And Tordek would bow down and say, "Absolutely, sir. Anything for the clan."
Oh, brave, brave Tordek. What about you, Athena, the Red Blade?
She just kind of looks at him and just a quick yes. Nothing else.
Mero?
Well, the way I see it, our clan is not in a real good condition outside the tavern. I haven't realized that, but now that I see everything that's happening, so yes, definitely you need me to go there in this sort of ambassador work, to do this ambassador work, because you realize, my dear Dane, that it's kind of not good for the clan for us to go up there and confess that we really cannot do things ourselves. So I'll have to, put up a story and convince everyone that this is for the threat of all dwarven kind, and we don't really need their help for closing this portal. They have to do it themselves, so that they keep their clans safe as well. So yeah, you need such a person like me who can do that.
You're a skilled diplomat there, Mero. I appreciate you. That would be most ingenious.
But you do realize that the clan will not have the best beer for the time that I'm gone, so...
You're right there, too. Beer
You have
or
to
good
choose
diplomacy,
beer
which is more
or yeah.
important. I know.
But I think we're the ones that need it more than the clan right now. Don't you agree, sir?
Yes. If you're going to accomplish this task, then you need the best beer with you. So, yes, Mero, go and brew beer for these people, and maybe possibly share your secrets of ale making with the clan if that's what is required to have assistance to seal this portal. Which leaves me with you, Bolbin the Mad.
What can I help you with, Dane?
Accompany these good folks on their quest to find a cleric, a clannigan that can close this portal permanently.
Of course I will. I will do whatever in my power to make nature back in balance. These things from the other side do not belong here, so we need to keep them out.
Yes. Thank you. And God and Clannigan bless. Everyone hopefully will do well. And with that, I will end this Shadow of the Deep, and I have, you have a good point. I have a possible idea for a continuation on this on another date, as you travel to other clan kingdoms to seek their help and aid.
Excellent.
I like this. Alright, so
Cool.
I will now end this broadcast, so everybody say bye.
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 Later.
And what do you all think?